A couple of things, David. It looked like Ennis might be back in the lineup tomorrow after sitting out a game. Is that a possibility?
Possibility, yeah. We'll got a couple of injury things we're just monitoring, so we'll make that decision in the morning.
The other question I have for you is, you've been around a long time. You've had goalies that you could ride. Obviously, in Arizona, you rode Mike Smith. Are we in a different time now where you can play a goalie every game, as you've had to because of Koskinen?
Yeah, we don't have much choice right now. I mean, Skinner's a young guy that he's practiced hard, worked hard, but has no experience in the NHL. So we'll continue to try to push Koski here, and we'll see. We'll go game by game and see how he's doing. And but we, that's just where we're at right now.
Jason Gregor.
So, Dave, I know you discussed it a little bit last night, but can you take us through your mindset of this weekend? And, does Koskinen go on Saturday? Do you rest him, go Sunday? Which of the other two potentially will you look at? What are the factors weighing on your decision for goalie Saturday, Sunday?
How do we get the best goaltending we can? That's what it's factoring in. So we're going to meet about it with Schwartzy. We left Koskinen off today to get him some rest. Schwartzy worked with the other two guys today. Grosnick is just getting up and going here, so we'll meet about it later today, and we'll take it one game at a time. Is what the feeling is right now.
So you haven't ruled out the possibility that Koskinen could play both?
Haven't ruled out anything.
Any other raised hands, folks? Jim Matheson.
Dave, I know you don't coach the penalty kill specifically, but it does seem like last year that it was so good, and if the team bobbled the puck in your end of the ice, you were all over the team on the power play. The puck got down to the ice, and they had to skate another 100, 200 feet to get the puck back into your end. Is that same urgency there, or is it?
There's been times when it's there. There's been times when it's there. We've been talking about more pressure and getting quicker on it. I mean, last night there's just some things that have to get done. Penalty killing is about having a will to get the job done, and there's some factors in it. One, when you get a chance to clear it, you got to clear it. And last night on the winning goal, Yamamoto has a chance to clear it, easy clear, and we don't get it down. Those usually come back to bite you. The second one is you have it set up where you make sure you have people in lane, so if they're going to the net, they have it's not from a great angle, and you got people in the shooting lane, and you're trying to make sure the shots, if the shot's coming through, it's coming from a certain place, and we're not as tight on that as we were last year, and not near as good as being in lanes. The winning goal last night, Caleb Jones thinks he's in a lane, but he's not in a lane, and that's if you get in a lane, there's a good possibility you get hit with the puck, and that hurts, but it hurts to win. And that's and then the third part about it is there's other parts. There's one, don't take dumb penalties, and then two, you need some saves on that's just the reality of it. Your goaltender has to come up with some saves. So that's how we have a good penalty killing. You don't use it as much, you pressure, you're in lanes when you have to be, and you get saves. And we're not getting enough of all of that.
Jason Gregor. I apologize. Ryan Rishaga.
Dave, you had a stretch of 26, 27 games last year where the Yamamoto, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins line was really good together and produced a fair amount. What are you seeing in the dispersal you're using this year with kind of splitting the guys up on the two lines? What are you seeing in the play and the numbers that sort of keeps you set on not gravitating back towards that line?
Well, we need balance in our lineup. You can't just be a one-line team. And that line played together a lot when Connor was not there. So they got some points when they were the only line going, but we need balance in our line. Like, we're trying to get three lines going, not just one line going. So, you got three lines you think you can get some kind of scoring balance from, and then a fourth line that can give you energy and some penalty killing. That's the goal, but we haven't found it yet.
when you look at those numbers, I mean, you know, whether it's the shooting percentage or on ice save percentage, it's almost like trying to repeat that would be a pretty tall task. Is that part of it as well, that they were definitely on a burner and there's no guarantee of them repeating that?
There's, if you just want to look at the numbers, actually, the numbers were better when Ennis was on that line last year. So if you just look at numbers, we're looking at results for the team results. There's numbers that go into it, and I look at more numbers than anybody, but there's factors that come into play with your team and your balance and chemistry, and there's a lot more factors than just a couple numbers on a paper.
Reed Wilkins.
Thanks. Hi, Dave. Sometimes when teams go through a tough stretch and they're close in games, but they just can't get over the hump, the confidence can be affected. You know, they maybe try to push, the old phrase, doing a little bit too much, and then that can spiral, you know, the wrong way. Did you sense any of that in your team, that, you know, there's a little bit of that trying to do too much, and then that affects the execution overall?
Confidence is earned. You earn confidence by playing well and winning games. And if you're not confident, that means you're not playing well enough. Simple as that. When a player says I have no confidence, to me that's an excuse for not playing well enough. Right? So what are you going to do about it? You're going to play better. Play better and earn your confidence. The more confidence you have, the better you play. The better you play, the more wins you're going to get. Now, confidence isn't just about making plays. It's doing things smart, playing well as a team. You know, there's a lot of factors that go into confidence rather than just making a play here or there. So winning builds confidence, and that's we got to start doing more of to build confidence.
Jason Gregor.
Dave, it's been 9 games now. I don't know how much you knew about him before, but what have you liked from Cahoon? What do you want to see more of?
He's quick. He's on pucks. I'd like to see him get to the net a little more. You know, last night there's one of those games where you kind of notice him a little bit, and then on the tape you end up watching him, and he actually did some good things last night. But he's not turning the good things. He's turning the stuff that he's doing into success quite yet. You know, he had the 2 chances real quick there. Leon put him in for a good chance, and then he set up Leon for a one-timer in the slot with an open net, and we missed it. I mean, there's some things like that you wish would go his way a little bit. He's around some chances. He skates well, thinks well, but ultimately we've got to get some things done, and that's the next step for him.
Perfect, thanks.
Final question to Jim Matheson.
You're mentioning Cahoon, would like to get a couple in the net. What about Neil's play? How have you liked him so far? I know he was late getting to the party because of the COVID, but what have you liked, and what do you want to see more of?
Well, I'd like to see him finish a little bit. He had 6 shots or 8 attempts last night. You know, he's still getting up to speed. It's a fast game up there. He's got to be positionally sound, and he gets a chance around the net. He's got to be able to capitalize on it. We haven't seen that yet, but hopefully it's coming. And
is your defenseman core still a work in progress too? You've said I'm trying to find a 4th line that I can play, stability. Is your defense in the same boat?
Yeah, a little bit that way.